You two look good. Like a happy family.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking over the games released this year that wowed us with their graphical fidelity and overall stunning visuals.
I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. For all the flack the Switch 2 has been getting, rightly or wrongly, we can all agree it's done wonders for giving iconic Nintendo characters the biggest glow-ups they've had for the better part of a decade. This obviously applies to Samus, whose long-sought sequel not only brought with it a welcome return to her particular brand of FPS combat, but an open world that made full use of the Switch 2's processing power. Traversing vast swaths of desert on a cybernetic motorcycle has never looked this good. Battlefield 6. Rising from the ashes of the abomination known as 2042, Battlefield 6 has been a breath of fresh air for long-term fans. It might still have a few more hurdles to overcome to rid itself of the last of its bad habits, but what DICE have delivered here is about as good a return to form as fans could hope for, and that's doubly so in the visual department. The destructibility of its environments has been improved exponentially, adding another layer to immersion in firefights across the multiplayer. Hopefully it can stay the course, because right now it's the kind of tactical FPS co-op bonanza fans have been waiting for, with the looks to match.
Be advised, you are exiting the combat zone.
F1 25. If there was one racing franchise that was in dire need of a tune-up, it was F1, and from the looks of things, they put their best pit crew on the job. Forza may dominate the space with their approach to driving through an open world, while Mario and Sonic both competed this year for addictive gameplay, but F1 knocked it out of the park with the level of technical detail across the board.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
The weather, the lighting, the environmental textures, and of course, the cars themselves, all glistening with precision and authenticity. If you're after the definitive Formula 1 experience at home, this is shaping up to be your best option.
Lewis Hamilton with the trophy held high, celebrating a masterful victory.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Bethesda games have long been praised for granting players far-reaching adventures with endless hours of customization, world building, and ways to blow up your enemies. Crisp visuals devoid of bugs and glitches, not so much. Which was why this sudden shadow drop of this remaster was such a big deal for so many. The tweaks to gameplay were a godsend for sure, but what this second coming of Oblivion excelled at most of all was its recreation of Cyrodiil and all its provinces. The Unreal Engine worked overtime here, remaining faithful to the locales and character models of the past, only now with much needed texture upgrades and ray tracing. They may have added a sprint feature, but you'll definitely want to take your time walking through Oblivion's glades, dungeons, and cities to take in all the revamped goodness. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33.
Ice.
The canvas may be absurd in its landscapes, creature designs, and overall aesthetic, but don't let that fool you. Everything from the animations to the overworld is as pretty as a painting. Not that this game needs any more glazing given how it dominates in just about every creative department, but the world design and how it's presented deserves its flowers and then some.
I'll do it.
Every biome is bursting with unique architecture, from the slow disintegration of Lumiere, the splendor of the spring meadows, all the way to the gilded emptiness of the manor. It wholeheartedly delves into the uncanny valley, but every inch has been polished to perfection.
Ice.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. The beauty of historical Japan was evidently a major inspiration for several games this year, and one of the most stunning just so happened to stem from Assassin's Creed of all things. Say what you will about its legacy of faulty storylines and gameplay bloat, but when Ubisoft's design team get their claws into a period piece, its visuals tend to shine. And thanks to the effort of the updated Anvil engine, Shadows is their best looking game to date. The vistas are as plentiful as they are mesmerizing, even in a Kyoto caught in the stranglehold of conflict. Given the amount of busy work both Naoe and Yasuke are forced to complete, you'll be spending an ample amount of time getting accommodated with the abundance of environments, giving you plenty of opportunity to relish in their detail. Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. Kojima's magnum opus remains as strong as ever when it comes to the thrills and chills of this seminal espionage action game. And while the old animations have held up shockingly well, there's no denying Konami succeeded in giving it one hell of a makeover. It honestly might be the best thing they've done with the franchise in years. Naked Snake's mission to bring down the boss is rendered immaculately. The character animations are downright flawless, and the jungle has never felt more alive in the way that the mud and the foliage interact with the player. It's a brilliant companion piece that loses little of the original's luster, while maximizing the presentation.
This isn't over yet.
Mafia, the old country.
All done.
See? He didn't drop a thing. You owe me 50 lire.
It wouldn't be a stretch to say that this game's look is molto bene. Good thing too, considering it's mostly made up of cutscenes and walking segments through the Italian countryside. Sicily has never looked more vibrant. From its vineyards to its estates, the old country channels its rustic beauty to its fullest, courtesy of the Unreal Engine. So much so, you can practically taste the grapes.
I need to get over there! Push the other Gigante over!
Of course, its greatest accomplishment is in its character models. Their likeness and expressions practically seep through the screen, further selling the excellent performances.
And if our truce is dishonored again, I will repay that offense tenfold.
Ghost of Yotei. Every frame of this game feels like a painting. You only need to stop moving, turn your camera a little, and you'll be met with one breathtaking sight after another. Atsu's road to revenge may be littered with countless bodies, but it's also filled with immense beauty. From the crimson leaves of the Ishikari Plains all the way to the snow-swept serenity of Mount Yotei's peak, the graphical capabilities of the PS5 are pushed to their limits and then some. The results speak for themselves. Best prepare yourself to spam photo mode like crazy. Death Stranding 2, on the beach.
What are you doing here?
I've been looking for you.
What can we say? Kojima is a man with a vision, and come hell or high water, he's going to make sure that vision comes to fruition, and look damn good in the process. Given how delivering goods and uniting an isolated world lurks at the heart of this game's modus operandi, having said world be lifeless and low res would be a major drawback. Thankfully, On the Beach is outright remarkable when it comes to its visuals. The Decima engine not only allows Death Stranding's take on a post-apocalyptic Mexico and Australia to absolutely radiate with hyperrealism, but also its cast of characters. The smallest of Norman Reedus' mannerisms are captured and replicated with such a high level of detail, it's downright jaw-dropping. Which game blew you away with its graphics? Let us know in the comments.